On Sunday, I sat down and I watched my favorite web show, as I always do at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights. Beauty and the Beta, hosted by the wonderful Matt Christensen and the ever beautiful Blonde in the Belly of the Beast. Now, when I sit down and I watch the show live, it's 2 hours of me sitting in the live chat and talking back and forth to other members, and I've made a few friends by doing that. If you ever sit down and watch a live stream of something on YouTube, I do recommend going and talking to the other people that are like-minded and that enjoy the same show that you do. It's a very rewarding experience, and you get a chance to meet people with ideas like your own and people with differing ideas from around the world. But something happened during this cast of this particular show that I don't think should go ignored. I think people should be paying attention to, and it's something I'm honestly surprised it's taken me this long to see while watching this show. I've been watching for a few months now, and I've never seen a phenomenon like this, even though I've seen it on other conservative outlets around the internet. Around the 1 hour 15-minute mark of the show, an account showed up in the live stream that I hadn't seen prior and started spouting off left-leaning facts and outright propaganda within the live stream. The account is anonymous, so I feel safe in naming it a fun fact, and I don't feel like I'm going to be doxing the guy. That's the last thing I want to do. And I checked out his channel, and there's no real personal information on him, and just one kind of strange video that I took the time and watched. But what he was doing is a behavior that I recognize and I've seen numerous times before, and it's behavior that I cannot condone in spite of the fact that I respect Fun Fact's right to come in and freely speak on what he feels is important. When Fun Fact came into the Beauty and the Beta live stream and started almost mechanically quoting left-leaning sources' headlines in the live chat for people to read, I recognized what he was doing almost immediately. It's actually something that's been going on as long as there have been conservatives on social media, and almost as long as there's been social media itself. If you follow any prominent conservatives on any social media, as in, for example, myself following our governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker, you've probably seen what fellow commenters call lefty trolls in the comments section. In general, these trolls come into the comments section of prominent conservatives, disguised behind fan pages with no names attached to them, and start leaving comments ranging in mildly annoying to outrightly hateful towards the account owner and all of the people who support him that are commenting in the channel. And there appear to be a couple of ideas to the motive behind why they're coming in and doing this. They appear to be hopeful to be banned by the moderator of the fan page, in which they can proudly come out and say that the conservative is against any form of free speech, which would be a moment of hypocrisy considering that most conservatives nowadays are running on a platform of complete free speech. Or they are hoping to incite vile and hateful comments from the people who support the political candidate in order to paint a picture of the supporter of said candidate as a hateful, spiteful human being, and that's something that they can use as ammunition when they go on the campaign trail against that particular candidate. And in this situation, if something were to get done, it would really be on the moderator to do some sort of banning of the person from the Facebook page. I know from experience that if you try to file a report with Facebook that a commenter is making hate speech or making outright threats, you'll soon get a letter back from Facebook saying, "We reviewed the content that you reported and we found nothing wrong." That was one factor that was brought up when Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg sat in front of our Senate and testified about the business practices of Facebook. I discussed that in a previous video. Now, as much as I'd like to rally my support behind people who vote for the same candidates that I do, and who stand for the ideals of term limits for congressional members and smaller government the same way that I do have to come out and admit that many of the people that the left-leaning trolls in comment sections attack do not disappoint the left-leaning trolls and quickly fight back. In many cases, the exchanges come into verbal blows between the trolls and the supporters of the candidate whose page the trolls are on, and oftentimes it leads to the supporters of the candidate getting banned for hate speech. And some of this has been empowered by our current sitting president and a few people who support him who otherwise were not Republican but who were carryovers from the Democrat side. I wrote about this in a previous article. But going back to Fun Facts' exchange in Beauty and the Beta's live stream, I saw it happen right away, and I saw some of the other live chatters get angry and start lashing out back against Fun Facts. I even saw some of them call for some of the moderators of the chat to ban Fun Facts out of the chat. I did feel tempted to do the same until I realized that Fun Facts was doing the same thing that many of the other fan pages on Facebook do to conservatives and conservative pages over there. I do want to applaud Jay Fry, Cindy Rochelle, and Liberative, among everybody else who moderates the chat, for not giving in to our demands and Fun Facts' occasional demand to get him banned out of the channel. That would have only fueled his rage and given him something to go out and talk about during the midterm elections. Instead, the moderators allowed Fun Facts to freely repeat his ideas and allowed the other live chatters to sit and discuss them with him, in spite of the fact that Fun Facts didn't seem interested in discussing any of the facts. All that he wanted to do was type up another headline. What's interesting to me about this is a double standard that seems to exist between the right and the left, especially when it comes to social media and comment sections. Now, most Facebook users know what Occupy Democrats is. They've got a very large web presence, and they generally use Facebook as their primary medium to transmit their ideas. They are a fan page, so you don't have to be accepted by them in order to make comments on any of their posts or see most of their posts. You can pretty much just click on a link that somebody shared and you're put right there, and the comment section is open. However, oddly enough, if you're to go onto one of their pictures or their posts and comment something intending to engage a debate and discuss ideas and try to find a common ground, you generally find yourself instantly banned by a moderator, and you're no longer allowed to see the page or comment on any of its posts. Now, since I started this show, I felt more of an inclination to follow more left-leaning people and their social media presence. I like to see what left-leaning senators, representatives, gubernatorial candidates, and all around other public figures that support the left say on social media, because then I can take some time and comment on it. I don't want to live in an echo chamber anymore. But I can honestly say that prior to 2018, I didn't really feel the need to go out and follow Hillary, Bernie, or any other political hopeful or sitting congressman that leaned to the left. Therefore, I can't verify the claim that many of the people on the right have said, in which if you go on to Hillary Clinton's Facebook page and you attempt to start a sort of debate, even as calm as you can be, you will get instantly banned as you would on Occupy Democrats. If any of you have ever had this experience, please feel free to comment in the comment section below or over on Twitter. Credentials will come at the end of the video. Therefore, it's apparent to me that there is a double standard that exists in which it's okay to ban a conservative from a liberal gathering. However, it's not okay and otherwise frowned on to ban a liberal from a conservative gathering, no matter how hateful the liberal would be, or how tolerant the conservative would be on the liberal counterpart. Admittedly, that's why I like to say that the Democrat Party left me. When I was younger and supporting political candidates like Al Gore or John Kerry, I would have been appalled to find out that somebody wanted to censor me, nor would I ever let somebody censor somebody else who had a different idea from me. I wanted to hear all of the ideas, and I didn't care who spoke them. I wanted to shoot every idea down that didn't agree with me, but I wanted to do it in a political arena, in a debate style. I wanted everybody to freely speak what they felt, no matter how they felt it. Censorship to me at the time was just another government intervention that we didn't need. And while I was voting Democrat, I was a very, very big anarchist. I was liberal, therefore I wanted the government out of my life. And I just wanted to live and do my own thing. But what that party's become especially the last two election cycles, has been a party that supports more government intervention and the big government hand coming in and controlling what you do with your life, and especially censoring ideas that they don't agree with. And that's a stance that I can never agree with. Now, before I close this video, I want to go back to the live stream that I talked about when I started the video, and what had happened towards the end of it. When I first saw Fun Facts posting various headlines in the live chat, I assumed that it was a computer program that was designed to copy and paste the headlines and post them into the live chat at given intervals. The headlines seemed to be popping up at consistent intervals and always had the proper capitalization that you would expect out of a title, or in that case, a headline. But one of the headlines that the user posted involved the scandal that's been long since debunked, in which Donald Trump, in a Ritz-Carlton in Russia, had a bunch of prostitutes come in and urinate on a bed that President Barack Obama had once slept on. I replied to that, tagging Fun Facts, so I knew that if there was a person behind it, he would see it, saying that the allegation had long since been debunked, and Fun Facts finally came around and typed in a normal fashion, calling for me to have proof of it. When he did so, I immediately tagged him again and called for him to come on my show and debate the topic with me. I would love to host him on my show and see what it is that he has to say other than a headline. I since have not received a response from Fun Facts confirming or denying his desire to come on my show and debate me. He again went back to copy and pasting headlines, and 3 or 4 headlines in, I reminded him that Blonde will read super chats of $10 and up on the air, and he should indeed put his money where his mouth is and get some of the headlines on the show so people could discuss them. Matt and Blonde love to discuss the ideas that come on in the super chats. But alas, no super chat was made. The show went off for the rest of the night without a hitch. We heard the end music, and we saw a Chihuahua dance, and we signed off from our favorite YouTube podcast hosts until next week. But my offer does still stand. If you do ever see this, Fun Facts, send me an email or go over onto my Twitter. Let's set up a debate. Come on to my show and we'll discuss the ideas. We'll see who can be disproven, who can't be disproven, and let's see if we can find some common ground somewhere. The stage is yours, and you have the courtesy of being live streamed, so you know that I won't cut it up and take you out of context. That's my offer to you. Take it as you will. What are your thoughts on censorship in the modern political era? Would you like to see more censorship, or would you like to see a more free exchange of ideas among the market? And would you be interested in seeing debates between pedestrian, non-political figures and have a free exchange of ideas among the two of them? I always welcome productive commentary and discussion in the comment section below, and especially over on Twitter. That is at EdsBlog Twitter with a 1 in place of the I. Thanks for taking the time to watch this show and support this channel. And remember, never take the words of bloggers, podcasters, or journalists as gospel. Find all the facts and draw your own conclusions. Take care, everyone.